Guys you don't know about because you're too busy watching UFC. Let's be honest, nobody's watched boxing since Roy Jones Jr. And why would you?
Nobody watched boxing since we was Pacquiao.
That's true. But I'm going even back farther when Roy Jones Jr. was ruling the roost.
Vernon Hargreaves doesn't have ideal measurables when you look at it. Average height, average weight. He didn't run a great 40 time, running a 4.50, but he just has the instincts and he has the fluidity. And I think he's the best man-to-man cover corner in this draft. He's a coach's son. He's been around the game his whole life, and you can tell just with his instincts, understanding how to read quarterbacks' eyes.
I will say we did have, when Rondé Barber came out, he wasn't all that big either.
Get aggressive and
He
might
was
fight
about
on
the
double
same
move,
size.
but that's something you can work on, and I think he's
And
at
look
best.
how well he came out. A lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
He played cover corner.
Pressing a wide
Played outside a
receiver
little bit.
in his face and able to not have to play in space, but just mirroring the wide receiver in front of him. I also like the ball production. 10 interceptions, 28 pass breakups over his 3 seasons, 39-inch vertical jumps so he can go up and climb the ladder. Hargreaves may not be the biggest, may not be the fastest corner, but he's the best man-to-man cover corner that this draft has to offer.
Still, we just got too many corners now. We need to address safety or D-line. I could see us getting Bell though. Ron Bell from
The Dolphins need corners.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we take 2.
Because we just got Grimes.
Mad about that. I freaking loved Grimes, bro. Grimes was my dude.
Yeah. We do that. We took guys from Atlanta and we're taking guys from Miami. We're taking guys from
No, Grimes is solid, dude. You'll like Grimes.
Yeah. He seems like the kind of player that can be like another Rondé. You know, good coverage guy. Maybe can play nickel, can play a little bit of the outside, who can rush. Can he rush the passer? 'Cause if he can rush
a little bit. He does pretty well. He does kind of like he does some man-to-man pretty well, and he has some awesome interceptions.
I kept hearing about though too with Grimes. We've signed him at the wrong time. He hit free agency. Like we should have signed him 4 years ago. When I think
I watched this live.
End zone.
Show me that again. That was one of the craziest things ever. I was just like,
let's see if they can get a Brandon Crotchet shot. Can you do that? Oh, it's not mine. It's a good shot.
40-inch vertical leap. Stabs out with one hand.
What time we going on, boys?
whenever we get all square, I'm ready.
All right.
We're gonna live stream, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see that.
Anthony, if you could come on Spotlight Sports Radio tomorrow and help us do a live stream, I'd love that.
What time?
What you call it? Actually, no, you know what? Yeah, we'll do. Tomorrow at 4. So, could live stream and we could pump up the draft one more time.
If you've been looking for the right college, your search ends today. Southeastern University, located in Lakeland, Florida, offers students a life-changing experience. For more than 50 undergraduate and 14 graduate degree programs.
The live stream. Anthony Taylor.
Oh,
I messed y'all's names up.
Go on your Facebook and share it.
Hank Taylor, Anthony Silvera, and Brandon Crotch. Combined.
Yeah, right.
That is the face of a legend.
Transforming minds, engaging culture.
I love that man.
And then at 30, I have a game we can play. So
Alright, I got us posted.
What are we covering today? Honestly?
I guess we can finish off with softball and
Baseball.
yeah.
we doing any pro sports today? We should. There's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The NBA playoffs. Dude, we're basically gonna be doing the same thing like tomorrow though too. Then if we do you want to just do this like combined, maybe just like one big, just like spotlight sports slash, what you call it, slash sports talk.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, because we cover. I know you guys cover a little bit of the pros, but like we cover a lot. So like that way we can just get the best of both worlds here. We'll call this the spotlight sports slash sports talk crossover special. I don't know. Like, these are yours, Anthony.
Do you have your headphones with you?
I got these.
Do you mind using those?
Oh, I don't mind at all.
I'm going to.
Besides, I kind of need to use these because of my hair. I don't like using stuff on my hair and it's still back.
Yeah, I think obviously my classes, the professors are really close and they can answer a lot of questions for you as you go through classes. But I think also being in Enactus helped prepare me in kind of a real world sense and dealing with like local businesses and people in the community. So I think it was a combination of those things.
Right. What would you say your favorite part of Southeastern was?
I would say I lived on campus all 4 years and just the community. I met some of my best friends. I'm still best friends with them here and met my husband here. So I think just having that community of
We're not
people
going to
that you
let
can
this
grow
play all the way
along
through.
Right. What was your
But you
favorite
met her
event
husband
or
here.
activity that happened on campus? One that you just really enjoyed and look forward to?
I would actually say intramural.
I don't know what
My
mic
husband
is
and I
on.
played intramural volleyball with
Who
some
is
of our
this?
friends, my sister, for 3 years here, and we still
I think
actually
on
play club
these-
volleyball together up in Atlanta. So
I wanted to say it
having
was in the
that kind
corner.
of athletic outlet available.
Right. So how do you think Southeastern helped
That's
you
the
grow
headphone
in
jack.
your
Is it-
relationship with Christ?
It's not
I
these
would
on the
say
corner, is
that
it?
just kind of being immersed
Is it?
and having that support
Yeah, it is.
system. Because
Oh,
once you go out into the real world, yes, you have church and small groups and all of that,
Guys, I'm
but
literally
it's
watching us
your
as we do
choice.
this.
It's not
Wait, some of
just
you
you
can
know
hear it.
surrounding you. So having those years to just really like continue to form that foundation or form that foundation for the first time, is key for people as they head
Cool.
out into
We
the
can't-
real world.
You've had a lot of professors
Do it.
over your time here at Southeastern.
Right.
Who do you
Yeah.
think has been your most influential professor, or you can pick a couple of them if
I
you
say we
want
leave it
to?
off at
Yeah,
this.
actually, first comes to mind is Dr. Royer because he was my marketing professor for most of my marketing classes, and he kind of helped me just, his past experience and his teaching helped me want to get that balanced foundation in marketing on corporate and ad agency side. His experience in retail, he had, I think 30 years in retail, just made him be able to engage the class. And I want to be able to do that at one point. I would love to adjunct teach and be able to use the experience that I gained for the first, however many years in my career
So we're
to
watching
share
this
that with students and
right
help
now
them
live
gain a
on
real
the
world
live
perspective
stream.
while
Right.
in school.
So,
Can I do that, like,
what
when
was
we
your
go live?
fondest memory
course.
from your time here at
Dude.
Southeastern as an undergrad?
This is gonna be like
Well,
this is
I would
gonna be
have to say meeting my husband.
mind-blowing, like,
I mean, I accomplished a lot while I
gonna
was
be,
here academically,
We're gonna do
but
an NFL
what
draft.
will always be closest
through
to my
the
heart
top
is meeting my
15.
husband my freshman
Yeah.
year. One of my
And
roommates
we'll
and I were
pick,
just out playing actually sand volleyball,
think
and
some of
she
the
asked
best,
him
like,
and some of
Hall of
his friends to
Famers
come over
slash
because there were only two of us
greatest of all
playing, so we
time.
need more
Oh, that's
people
how
to
we're gonna
play,
do it.
and
Like
that's how I
that,
met
yeah.
him. So
If we're
we've
picking
been
a
married
top
for
five,
5
like,
years
top
now,
15
and
Hall of Famers and
um,
stuff like that, like,
I
who
think
on the
that's what
team.
my biggest
For
treasure to
each
be able to
team.
take
So,
from
like,
my experience
for
here.
the first
Of
overall,
course. All
the
right.
Los Angeles
So my
traded
last
up
question for you
this Hall of
today
Famer.
is, what do
The
you think is
Philadelphia
the
Eagles
most
traded
valuable
up to number
lesson
2
you
for this
learned
Hall of Famer.
during
So,
your
like,
time
or
here as an
greatest.
undergrad at
So, the
Southeastern?
greatest Ram, the greatest
I would
Eagle.
say
No.
Oh.
business wise, just being able to
It's kinda like a
communicate
fantasy
with people.
thing.
Being in
I'm
an
not
actus,
So,
I
like,
think really
St.
helped
St. Louis Rams
me
need
fine
what, a
tune that.
quarterback?
Yeah.
So,
And not being
oh my
afraid
gosh, what if
to
they actually
either
drafted
approach
Peyton Manning?
certain people in the business
You know what I
world
mean?
with networking,
You know,
or
so
just
something
being
like
able to properly
And hopefully
converse
we land
via
in the
email
same
or face to
spots
face with
that
coworkers.
as our favorite teams
It's really
too.
important, and I
Yeah.
think
Like,
that
we'll do our favorite team.
something
so.
like when I was on the presentation team with Enactus,
Where
that's
did
something
you-
that was really beneficial for
Under
me in the
the
long
morning
run.
show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for
Morning
being my
show.
guest today on Alumni Vault.
Category morning show.
You're listening to
no,
WSEU
the other one.
93.7 FM, Lakeland, Florida, your fire station.
There should be another one. Yeah, there is.
All around the world, every boy, every girl's got one shot.
WSU 93.7 FM.
What's up?
And live on the interwebs. Here we go. This is it.
How's it going, guys?
We've officially made it as internet stars.
We
I
are
need to get more
live.
in the frame here. There we go.
Yeah, get in here, buddy.
Here we go. We're in.
Oh, Brandon, you're definitely in. Don't worry.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, I thought
You
guys
might
were
need to
supposed
actually scoot back out a little
Actually,
bit.
yeah, just a little bit more to the right.
Whoa, no.
Thanks so much for joining us here on WSEU 93.7 FM, as well as here on the internet. I can see a video of myself.
Is that natural?
interesting.
Does that feel weird?
And coming from a television background, it's
It feels normal, right?
a little bit.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, totally.
it's just a little bit different than what I'm used to, but it's okay. This is SU Sports Talk, the season finale.
Yay!
The only radio show dedicated to Southeastern University and professional sports coverage, hosted by us. My name is Hank,
My name's Anthony.
and joining us from Spotlight Sports, as well as some other sports programs, our good friend and Tampa Bay professional sports lifetime fan, Brandon Crotchet.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here with us.
Dude, I'm loving the live stream right now. I literally have this pulled up on my phone, and I'm literally watching it as we're doing it. So you can see it. I'm gonna show the fans they can
Inception.
they can watch us as we're watching ourselves.
We need to tweet this out a bunch. We need to get lots of people engaged in this. I'll do my part if you guys do yours.
I agree. We should do all of our parts.
Yeah, man.
Anthony's watching a different live stream of himself.
One second.
We just got 50,000 live streams pulled up all at once.
We're just gonna
It's
stream.
awesome.
Let's just stream everything.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
stream everything.
From now on, that's how we should do it.
Hey, really quick, we'll start off with it. We'll lead off with this. You guys have something pretty big coming up tomorrow.
Here we
First
go.
Time,
There it is.
Darn right we do.
First time in.
So there's a chat room also. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You guys, if you are watching live, hi. We have 2 people watching right now. I'm assuming it's Brandon and myself. But if we get more people on here, we have a chat room right there on the right. So if you're watching from YouTube, just click on the link on Facebook, and you guys can join us. If you're listening live right now on the radio, you can go to Anthony Selvera. That's Selvera. Go to the live stream. There should be a link that hits live, and then you guys can watch us from studio, watch everything that we're doing. You can join the conversation on the chat room itself, or as always, you can call in 863-667-5287. You guys need to share this on your Facebook, by the way.
I already did.
Yeah.
Already got it on.
That's we need to load this up, get tons of people going.
No doubt. So please make sure you join us. This is going to be going on for the next little bit. Since we didn't get a chance to finish this just a second ago, you guys have something pretty big coming up tomorrow.
Darn right we do, man. Anthony, you want? All right.
I don't. Yeah, all right. The NFL, as we all know, if you're listening to this show, then hopefully you're a really big sports fan. And if
Or
you're
maybe an up and coming.
Right.
They want to learn more
a
about
bandwagon
sports.
fan, or just like to listen
Oh,
to
so
Brandon.
Golden State fans.
Right,
Hey.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, now that Steven is hurt,
Steven?
their fan base is gonna fall a little bit.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What's the name? Steven?
Steph.
Stefan? Something
Steph.
like that? Sorry, I'm not a bandwagon
Bro.
fan, so I don't know his name. So anyways, no, but you can call in Thursday night at 8 p.m. We're doing an SEU First. This is the inaugural SEU NFL analysis draft. So we're going to analyze the draft as it's happening live here from the studio. You can join in. You can root for your favorite team. You can tell us how you feel about picks. If there's trades that are happening live, we're going to cover it. Anything that the NFL is doing during the draft, we're going to be doing it also. We are literally going to be live analysis with Brandon, our good friend Asher from Spotlight Sports, and then we got 2 other football players, right, joining us.
Yeah, one former football player and one football player on the team right now at Southeastern. So all you guys tune in. We're gonna start at 7:30.
We're gonna start
at correct.
Yep, we're gonna start at 7:30. Do some pre-analysis, and then once the draft actually starts, you guys will be able to watch us live on the YouTube stream. Which, if you're watching now, you're on it, but no one's on there yet. And then also through the radio, you can hear, and you guys can join in and jump in on that. So this is going to be a really big event for SEU fans, everyone. So you don't want to miss out. If you're an NFL fan, if you're an SEU student, whatever it is, you want to join in on this. This is an inaugural event. This is huge.
Exactly.
It's it just goes to show how far we've come as a department, and maybe that we can get some more technology like this in this room. Maybe expand our radio studio, our radio situation, to be able to incorporate doing some more live stuff like this. Because I think that there's a market for this.
Yeah.
We want to thank Brandon for loving us. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, and
Brandon commented on this.
hey, I got to get the ball rolling somehow, guys. But yeah, like this whole idea of the NFL draft live stream, like I don't know, like I thought it would be a great idea because then we could start here in the radio, and then maybe we might even one day be able to take this to the studio, the actual studio, and get to put together a live panel as it's going on and broadcast this from the actual studio. We can all get to dress up in the suit and tie and everything, do it from there. But for right now, we're at the radio, so we're at the radio station, so we're gonna stick to that, and we're gonna do great at this. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All you guys, be sure to tune in. Whether you're listening on the radio or whether you just you're at home, you want to listen or hear us on YouTube, be sure to tune in 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow night. It's gonna be big, man. We're gonna do it up.
We're going to do it up. We're going to lead off our show doing a little bit of Southeastern sports coverage. Hopefully, if you're local, you'll be able to kind of follow along with us and some of the updates that we've had at the end of our spring season. Let's start with softball. This weekend, locked down their second consecutive Sun Conference championship. That's huge for softball.
Oh yeah, you always they are following the kind of tradition, you could say, sort of, for Southeastern sports, is locking down their conferences this year. This is like our 5th, 6th, or 7th sport like this whole year that's won a conference championship, and not only that,
fourth.
Okay, so two in a row though, two that they've done. Very impressive to do. Anthony, what do you think they're gonna do in as far as like Sun Conference tournament goes?
I think they're gonna go very far. I wouldn't be surprised if we go as far as nationals. Excellent team. Everyone's hitting very well. The pitching game is extraordinary. I think we're at a different level than the NAIA. The rest of the league is.
Yeah, it's cool to see Southeastern softball pulled into the top 10 as far as the national rankings go. And the softball tournament, pretty big deal. It's not like a typical all skate. They've got a pretty narrow field here. I think it'll be 6 teams that go. They do a huge tournament down in Claremont. With their split, they just dropped their first conference game over the weekend against Weber International, who tough team, tied for second. It looks like in the conference right now, or they have the same conference record as the team that's in second. Maybe not necessarily tied, but Weber International plays some tough ball. Like they're no joke.
Well, and I mean, at this point in the season, though, too, they're tied for second place in the Sun Conference. You gotta imagine they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, because every team, no matter who you are, you want to be playing, you want to be in first place. I know that we can always say that there's no shame in finishing second, but when you're playing and you're in the midst of the season, you're not thinking about, oh, I'm in second place, I'm good with that. No, you're thinking, heck no, I want to be in first place. I'm gonna beat Southeastern. We're gonna put these guys on notice, and or these gals in that case on notice, and we're gonna make some impact.
And with Southeastern having won the title last year, playing with a huge target on their back, and have really showed up to play and locked down some more Pitcher of the Week honors for Lindsay Shulwinski. I believe it's her 4th. This season, and Taylor Stoltz, another Southeastern infielder, Player of the Week, and I believe this is her 2nd honor of the season. So it just goes to show that they've got some quality talent out there playing ball, and they're about to have their regular season finale at home tomorrow. They got against Ave Maria. Now Ave Maria is sitting down there, second to last in the conference. So I don't think we need to be worried about them dropping any more games in their conference record. So they're sitting really well as the conference champions regular season, and then they got to focus on winning out that tournament coming up.
Yeah, and I mean, you touched on it a little bit earlier. We're seeing Lindsay and Taylor both winning Pitcher and Player of the Week. That really speaks to how good they are as a team, because I know a lot of teams that play baseball, they're good in one particular area, 1 or 2 areas, someone with pitching, someone with defense, someone with their batting. But to see this kind of production in multiple facets of the game for Southeastern is really encouraging looking forward into the national playoffs.
Yeah, and with that top 10 ranking, even if something did happen at the tournament, and they weren't able to win, which I'm pretty confident that they would, they would still certainly be in the conversation for at-large nominations to go on to the national tournament, being a top 10 program in the country. So I think that if you're Coach Welsh, you don't have a lot of worries.
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of worries,
especially when you got such great pitching and great hitting like right there.
Baseball had their home finale against Trinity Baptist out of conference. It was a nice sweep for them of a doubleheader. Won 5-3 and 6-5 in 2 sets of 7. Had a pretty good outing. Didn't have as good a luck over the weekend at Weber. Split their series with them. 2 losses.
Interesting though, because the first game when they played 10-3, you would assume that they'd keep that dominance up, but then I guess Weber's coach just talked to him and was like, "Look, no more of this." And we only got 2 runs in the 2 games. It's pretty opposite.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, looking at the combined score though too of that series, you got it's 12-12. I mean, it's dead even as far as Weber and Southeastern. And again, we talked about Weber and softball playing, with a chip on their shoulder. And they play tough softball. They play equally tough baseball, and that just kind of goes to the rivalry between both schools. Because no matter what sport you're in, if you're Southeastern or you're Weber International, you do not like one or the other. You are fighting every game with even more just venom and more velocity than you are in any other game.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And it's interesting to look at how they finished the year. Have a nice little boost of confidence there, Trinity Baptist. They put out pretty much all their arms in that game because they have a lot of senior arms. But everyone pitched really well in those contests. But like you noted in the Weber series, pretty even score, 12-12 over all 3. I just think that the bats weren't very hot in the second 2. The Southeastern bats as a whole over the whole year have just been scorching, and they've just been able to place the ball really well, hit really well. Shout out to the hitting coaches because they're getting their money's worth. But I think that they saw a drop off a little bit, and they didn't have a good weekend. But I don't think it's a bad sign. Looking at the conference standings, Southeastern. They got their tournament berth locked down. They're going to be playing at the 5 spot out of 6. And it's you look at we were just looking at the softball rankings, and it's pretty lopsided. But looking at the baseball rankings, pretty much anybody can come in and make some upsets happen this year.
Yeah, and that's something that as a fan you really hope for. You really like to see. You like to see that evenness in the conference because how would I say, like you really want to be able, even if it's up for grabs, even if you're not necessarily having such a great year, you can always, the fact that it's up for grabs gives you a little bit more confidence because you think, hey, anybody can win, anybody can come in here and win the tournament. That's definitely good to see. And Hank, talk to us a little bit about how the playoff rankings work as far as like if the regular season were to end, who would Southeastern be playing in the first round of the tournament?
The way I'm pretty sure that it works is I think the 1 and 2 get buys.
Okay.
So Southeastern would play Kaiser in the opening round.
Okay.
I think that's how the playoffs work, but I'm not exactly positive. That's how it worked for basketball anyway.
So who would you guys like to see as far as like Southeastern like in the playoffs? Like we got Weber, who we just talked about with them, a good series, or we had a pretty 1-2 series, 12-12. But who would be a good favorable matchup for Southeast? Like who would we like to see us play in the first round?
I think I think Kaiser is a pretty good matchup. You go back and look at their series with Kaiser, which was earlier this year. They ended up getting swept, but back then they were ranked inside the top 25. They were then ranked, and Southeastern played a lot of ranked opponents. I think that's important to note. St. Thomas at one point was ranked inside the top 2. They were the number 2 team in the country, and last year they were the number 2. They made it to the national championship and lost. Beaufort inside the top 5 this year, although the page doesn't show that. But Kaiser is known just for having some quality arms, but we've taken them into extra innings. So I think that we know how to compete with those guys. We know how to hold our own, and I think that when we look at that matchup, I think going into it this time, we're a little bit more prepared. We know what their arms offer, and we're able to compete in a better way this time around.
Awesome, and again that just speaks to the wide open the competition in the conference is wide open this year.
I'm going to piggyback off what Hank said. I think Kaiser would be actually an excellent opponent to play, especially seeing how they swept us the last time we played them. You obviously have a chip on your shoulder in the playoffs, and then not only that, you got something to prove. You want to prove that Kaiser isn't all that they were when you first played them. You want to prove that you've grown as a team. We did play them a little bit more in the early/middle of the season. So since then, we've played a lot of different opponents, different style of play. So when you get back to Kaiser, you'd like to say that you're a new, fresher team by then. And honestly, if you can't beat Kaiser the second time, do you really want to move on? You know what I mean? It's kind of those feelings. So if you can beat the team that swept you the first time, now you're going in with confidence because you know, oh, we're not the same team we were. We're going into the playoffs. We have a win under our belt. So let's go and knock out either one or two and maybe make a push for, this tournament, that's how I would want to feel. I feel like we would want to play a team that, even though they swept us the first time, we have something to prove this time. And if we can't, then maybe we don't deserve it.
All right, so I hate to correct myself, but we're going to. Last year, if the tournament is the same as last year, 1 and 2 don't get buys. They'll just do 1-6, 2-5, 3-4. So that would mean Southeastern matches up against Weber.
Again, you just mentioned playing with a chip on your shoulder. That'd be, I think, a really good matchup for us because again, it's when last series we played them dead even as far as the score goes, but I think maybe this time around, if we play Weber, we maybe need to work on the consistency a little bit with the bats because, you can have, that 10-3 output that we had in the first game, but if we're only just going run the rest of the time, we're not going to win those ball games.
And I think that, I think what would be helpful if we do match up against Weber, I think there are still a couple games left before the final tournament field is set. But if it is Weber that we match up against, I think there is something to be said about playing a team that you've just played recently. I can remember back to women's basketball. We played Ave Maria close to the end of the season and then ended up meeting them in the first round of the Sun Conference tournament. They came here and just played lights out. They were able to upset Southeastern, who was the number 2 team in the tournament at the time. So I think that being able to play a team that you've just played recently, being able to really learn and then very specifically approach a strategy to take on that team, that opponent, I think that's huge.
Yeah, familiarity is definitely a big part of the tournament, no doubt.
Definitely, no doubt. Couple other things. Men's tennis lost in the opening round of the tennis tournament to Warner, but they got to go down to Miami and got to play where they have the Miami Open. So it was a nice venue, but just couldn't quite get it done against Warner. And the women had a lot of against SCAD, but SCAD is a top 10 men's tennis program in the country.
I will say with the men's tennis, although they lost down in Miami, they still had a really good season. This is the first time in school history that we were ranked as a men's tennis team.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely a great building block. Again, just this whole season, this whole entire athletic season, not just in the spring but in the fall, we just continue to build and build an impressive foundation. I mean, next year, you're a tennis fan, you love your Rafas, you love your Federers, watch Southeastern and see what we can do. I think that if we continue to build on this foundation that we built as far as rankings, we'll go even higher. And a quick shout out though too to Coach May on the tennis team. You guys did a great job this season, and I was actually part of the tennis class that he had. I really enjoyed my time actually playing tennis in this class. It was a lot of fun. And
tennis is fun, dude. Tennis is pretty fun.
Yeah, and I don't mean to toot my own horn while I'm on the show, but we had this class tournament over the semester, and guess who won the tournament?
Did you win the tournament?
This guy won the tournament.
Wow, congrats.
So,
what did you get? Did you get a little trophy and stuff?
Well, according to Coach, I'm supposed to get like some sort of crown of victory. So I don't know if it's metaphorical or if it's real, but yeah, I got a little crown, so now I got some bragging rights. And it was actually, the last game was so crazy though. Like I was playing this one guy who used to play tennis all the time. Like he doesn't play on the team, but he used to play tennis a lot. And I was down 5-0. And I came back and won 8-7. It was right down to the wire.
Wow, let's come back for the ages.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. There was a lot of emotion, a lot of sweat, just a lot of. It was a great battle. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
battle to remember.
No, that's huge. I'm gonna try to pull back up the chat room because I think I lost it.
Uh-oh.
I think I accidentally closed it out. Let's see. Let's find it. Let's talk about this really quick. There's a little thing going on called the NHL playoffs. Are you familiar?
I think I am. I think the Lightning they won, but that was like five days ago. It's been so long since they beat their opponent.
The defending champions, the Chicago Blackhawks team of Donnie Smith, who I was just on the show with, just got eliminated.
I know.
By St. Louis of all people.
My dad's family was actually really happy about that because they're around the St. Louis area.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for
St. Louis,
good for them.
St. Louis and Tampa Bay, man.
I just think we were talking about it earlier on the AD report, but I just think it's interesting. You know, you saw both Florida franchises make the hockey playoffs with warm weather climate.
Yep.
But Canada, sort of the home of hockey, 0 teams in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
All in the States, and 2 of the 8 teams.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the 8 teams from the Sunshine State, a warm weather area.
Yeah, I mean that's just. I don't know what to this. I mean, I guess global warming is something that is real now. All the cold weather hockey teams are going out, and now we're seeing more of the warm weather teams picking it up.
You know, I think it just goes to show, and Drew mentioned this, just how well the NHL is doing as far as their brand is. And just really advancing their brand, getting people all over the country excited about it, and sort of bringing it up to speed with, basketball, baseball, football, the 3 big ones. Sort of getting it on par as far as, fan awareness, coverage, just getting it up into the mix there. I think that the NHL is making great progress in that respect.
Yeah, and it's not just and if you used to ask anybody, what hockey is, they would oftentimes just say it's a Canadian sport. It's the Canada's national sport. But now, it's becoming so ingrained in American culture, and I'm really glad to see.
Like the Olympics, I don't want to talk about that.
But yeah, we won't mention the Olympics at all. But I'm really glad to see it. Really starting to become such a big part of not just culture, but specifically Tampa Bay culture, because I'm a big, Bay Area fan, not just the Bucks, but Rays, Lightning. And, I'm really happy to see the progress that the Lightning have made so far in the past few years. Even right now, this playoffs, even with the loss of Steven Stamkos, the scorer, the guy.
But he's back on the ice. I saw as of today, he's back on. So hopefully his return is not too far off.
Yeah, but that's music to my ears right now, man. You're gonna start getting me excited. I might just go out and buy another jersey. Go out and buy.
Drew Watson was trying to give away 2 tickets during the AD report to the game tonight, and no one texted in for him.
Well, I was in class giving a presentation. I wish I would have known, man. Oh.
Man, you should tweet at him and ask him if he still has the tickets available.
I should.
Drew Watson AD.
No, I'm just gonna go
for tonight.
I should just go up to his office.
You should go up there.
Just knock. Oh wait, it's tonight.
It's tonight's game.
See, I got a meeting with Anthony over here for our big NFL draft tomorrow, though. But maybe next time. Next time, maybe.
He's going to the game. But he had an extra pair.
Yeah.
He was gonna try to get rid of it. He could not get rid of them, unfortunately.
You hear that, listeners? If you are a Southeastern student, you want to go to the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey game tonight, give athletic director Drew Watson a call or a message, or just go see him in person. Just ask him in person.
Before he gets out of here, because I imagine he'll be trying to get down there here in the next little bit.
Exactly. So if you're listening, hurry, go down to AD Drew Watson.
Hey, so talk to me about the NBA playoffs, Brandon. Anthony is very busy managing our awareness online at the moment.
We have 3 watchers right now, and it's not either Brennan or I.
Actually,
so someone's watching us right now. Thank you for watching, whoever that is.
I think it still is me. I don't know.
There's 3 people, and you're not logged in.
So it doesn't.
So there's 1 person actually watching. Thank you, the 1 person who's actually watching.
So then, do we minus our viewer, or me and you then?
Yeah, we have 1 person watching.
But you have 8 likes, so how does that work?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure either.
Well, it says watching, doesn't mean watched. So
yeah.
Just FYI, I did post about the fantasy draft we're going to do here in a few minutes, so we do have to do that. People are going to be. Let's do the NBA. Yeah, let's do the NBA. Let's talk about the NBA, and then we'll end on the draft. Cool. I think the draft is going to be awesome.
As it should be called, the Golden State Show. I mean, that's pretty much what it's been like the whole season.
Steph's out for at least 2 weeks. You think they can hold their own against the Rockets? I mean, they lead the series 3-1. I gotta play devil's advocate. Granted,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the Rockets because I
Yeah.
used to live in Texas, and
Yeah.
even when I was younger, I understood that the Spurs were the best basketball team in Texas. I was like in 3rd grade, but I was still like, okay, like Tim Duncan, he's the dude.
Yeah.
He's the dude.
Yeah.
So, and he's been there forever.
Oh, they left. Oh, dang it.
Oh man, I scared him away.
Maybe we were talking about the
They didn't like the forever.
Spurs.
No, that's probably what it was. Spurs
I was
talk.
gonna say if Houston had Hakeem Olajuwon, they might have a chance, but he's long gone from that place. So
Houston, I'll tell you, I think they live or die off James Harden.
pretty much.
And when James Harden is on, they can win a game, and that goes to show it just so happened to work out in Game 3, I guess, of that series.
Exactly.
When Steph wasn't there, but James Harden went for 30-something points.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he's there and can do it and can play, he does well. Don't count on him for defense because he can't play defense.
Oh, no.
Houston's not my favorite. I guess I would rather have Golden State win. But from what it looks like, Golden State might have, just based on what's happening over there in Los Angeles, Blake Griffin out again.
Yeah.
Chris Paul broke his hand. It looks like the odds are going to shift pretty heavily towards the Trailblazers, and if the Warriors can match up against the Trailblazers rather than the Clippers, they may have an easy coast to the Western Finals, and then by then Steph Curry might be back to face the Spurs.
Well, I think,
supposedly.
Well, I think just to address Houston real quick. Yeah, Houston's good, but like you said, they rely too much on James. I think that Golden State's going to win the next game. They'll move on. I think that it might actually be more favorable to go up against the Clippers because, you just lost Chris Paul and you just lost Blake Griffin. I mean, that...
I do think it would be more favorable for them to go up against the Clippers. I just don't know that the Clippers can win out the rest of their series because they're knotted at 2.
That's true. I mean, I think they would favor more heavily against the Clippers, but I don't think it doesn't matter who you line up against Golden State. Like, as far as, right now, I think that they can hold their own without Steph. They can kind of play good ball without him. It might go to 6 or 7 games against, a couple of the teams, but I think they'll still win out. I just feel like they need to get him back before whoever they play in the final, or whoever they play in the finals, whether it's OKC or whether it's San Antonio.
Good luck.
I think OKC has. I think the Thunder have played some very dominant ball.
Yeah.
I think that they are putting themselves in position to do very well with their matchup against the Spurs, which has already been set.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, whenever he plays really well, I think he's a good matchup.
Oh yeah.
Russell Westbrook having a playoff record time.
Oh yeah, he's a triple-double machine.
He just has been putting them out, and just his stats just over playoff games, up there with the likes of Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Like Steve Nash. And so when all those pieces in Oklahoma City start to mesh really well, they do really well. But looking over at the East has been a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
I think that the East is a little bit better than people are giving them credit for right now. You've seen teams. There are a lot of series knotted up. Cleveland won theirs. Good for them.
Oh, yeah, they swept them.
Detroit's a pile of trash.
They got a future.
They have a future.
Yeah.
But they
Just
also
not
have
right
Sam
now.
Van Gundy. So look how that worked out. They don't have a future in Stan Van Gundy. I'll tell you that. I think. But they did get T. Harris back with Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Cleveland doing really well. Charlotte and the Heat knotted up, which is a great series. Carly and I were talking about this on Monday. Great series. That's a great series.
Yeah.
And just a couple other really prominent things. Another series I really like is the Atlanta-Boston series. I think that Boston is playing really good ball, and not because I'm good friends with Sean McKinney and he's paying me to say that. I think that Boston plays good ball, especially in the postseason, and they've come a really long way. Now, my Magic aren't in there.
No.
And that's
our Magic.
Our Magic aren't in there. But that's okay.
We got Scott Skiles.
Scott Skiles. Had a really great December, but that's about it. So hopefully we'll be able to see them come around next year. But the NBA playoffs are very exciting time.
Yeah. What do you think though too? By the way, I saw this on SportsCenter the other day. What do you think about the Jeremy Lin, Michael Jordan thing that he did?
If you're asking me who I'm a big fan of in the world of basketball, Jeremy Lin is definitely one of those. I think that we could be seeing the return of Linsanity.
Alrighty then, you heard it first. Linsanity is back.
Linsanity, I think, is going to be back
and better than ever.
But it's hard. It's going to be hard to be Linsanity again when you're sharing the court with a guy like Kemba Walker, who just was so impressive the other night against the Heat. The Heat in a little bit of disarray without Bosch, still, and I think there's more going on to the Bosch situation that people are really realizing. There's been a lot of silence around that situation. No comments, none of this. Just on Twitter the other day, he was like, I look forward to playing again. The Heat have no comment on the issue. So I don't know what I think the history I think the future with Bosch and the Miami Heat is a little cloudy.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been such a big part of Miami for a long time. Even when LeBron James was there, people kind of saw him as like the third wheel, so to say. But he played an integral part. He was a good floor spacer when LeBron was there. When LeBron would slash, he could just kick it out to Bosch, and that's something that as a center and power forward, that's something that you could really use, especially in today's NBA. But I also realized though too that he's kind of shifted he also shifted a little bit back to the role he had in Toronto, where he would get the rebounds and he would get the 20 points a night. And I feel like if you can have a player who can play, not just different positions, but just different kind of personas. He can be the floor spacer in one situation, but he can also be the double guy. Have that adaptability. That speaks volumes to how good of a player he is.
And the only other player I think that's like that is Hassan Whiteside. So they might be a little crowded in that role down in Miami.
Yeah, so they might, they could ship him out, or they could have him just kind of go back to that floor spacing stretch for that.
And Bosch is a lot of money.
Yeah,
he's a lot of money. So being able to maybe lose some of that and be able to use that money in other means, it might be helpful.
Bring Whiteside back.
To bring Whiteside back. If the Magic don't go for Horford.
Oh no, I want us to go after Whiteside. Like, could you imagine that though?
That would be crazy. But Bosch wouldn't be terrible either.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the future.
Good old blue and white.
You gotta look at the future too.
That's true. Do you know who would look good in blue and white? Kevin Durant.
Oh, of course.
Kevin Durant would look really good in a Magic uniform.
I don't know if he'll make it, but we can always hope and pray.
All right, we got about 20 minutes left, and so we want to make sure we do Anthony's game. Don't forget.
All right, Anthony, you want to tell us a little bit about this game of yours that you got?
All right, so this is what we're gonna do right now. I already put up the draft order. It's on one of those links up there. Yeah, that's fine. There it is. Yep, that's it. All right, perfect. We'll see how far we can get. I would like all of us to probably go down at least past Miami, because I know Hank will want to do Miami at least. So
we can skim through some of the teams.
Like, we can do at least top 15.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do at least top 15. So then all of us can get at least what is that? 5 picks in. So that works. Where are they at? You got the Jaguars at 5. That's going to be my team. You got Buccaneers. We'll give that one to Brandon, and then Hank will be the Miami.
It's awesome because we all three represent the 3 Florida franchises.
I know. This is awesome. But before we get to all those picks, we do have to fill up other slots. Do you have a pin on you? I thought I had a pin on me.
Oh, I have one right here.
No.
Oh, yeah, then that's the one I was looking for.
He's got it hidden underneath.
He hid it underneath the thing, and now it's not coming out.
It's like a secret compartment. Like he's got Hank. Do you gotta have millions of things stashed in secret compartments here?
All right, cool. All right, so basically all we're doing right now, if you're watching live or if you're about to watch live, hopefully, we're gonna do a fantasy legendary draft. So basically, how it's gonna go down is that we're going to draft in order legendary players who should fit in other organizations, like who need the most need, and we'll put that legend in that place. Doesn't matter what team it is. So just for fun's sake, if I thought the Jaguars needed a quarterback, I would draft probably Peyton Manning and put him in there. even though the Colts are like our biggest rival. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just example of that nature.
All right, let's do it.
And then let's stay live. So Los Angeles Rams traded up for the number 1. Let's see. I'll pick number 5. So I'll go second. And then I guess you'll go third because Buccaneers are at 3 or at 9. So then Hank, you'll go first. All right.
Cool. I'll do that.
All right. So the Los Angeles Rams traded from Tennessee. They're on the board.
So just to be clear on the rules, I can pick anybody to fit any need for the Rams.
Right.
Cool.
That's a retired player, not current.
Oh, not a current player.
Yeah.
Retired player.
Retired player, alive or dead.
Hall of Fame or not Hall of Fame?
Maybe I pick with my head a little bit, but I think that this pick definitely comes from the heart as well.
Remember, they traded up for the spot.
They traded up for the spot.
That's a big spot.
If you're Los Angeles, you're looking for a franchise guy. You're
Yeah.
looking for a guy that'll put people in the seats. Coming into your first year, you're looking for that guy. Who's the guy that people are going to want to come watch?
Ray Guy.
No.
Oh,
no,
that's his name.
no.
He's the
No,
guy.
No. They don't trade for Ray Guy.
No. Not in the first pick of our Legends draft.
Well, I
no,
would.
sir.
I would.
Here's what I'm thinking. When you think about a true leader on the field, you think about someone who personifies football greatness. Who better than the Miami Dolphins' Dan Marino?
Dan Marino going
Dan
first
Marino
overall.
going first
Well,
to LA.
Dan Marino.
I mean, whoever looks like Philly's gonna get a
All
steal.
right. Yeah. So Philly trades up from Cleveland's spot, who they're still in the top 10 miraculously. Philly basically gives away their life for that second overall pick. Obviously, they want a quarterback. Sam Bradford has made it very clear he does not want to be there anymore. So you got to take quarterback. There's no other quarterback that I'd want for Philadelphia Eagles. Then the only rivalry they've ever had was with the San Francisco 49ers, and we all know how Joe Montana took over that. So Joe jumps ship and goes to Philly. So Joe Montana goes to Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprised. I would have thought Peyton Manning from that. Huh. All right. Let's see. San Diego. All right. I'm up with San Diego. They got some needs in the secondary, cornerback or safety. If I'm thinking of a real difference maker, I'm gonna think of somebody who can play either position, who can fill in whenever we want him to, and who better? He just retired though too in this past year. Who better to play, any secondary position than the man himself, number 24, Charles Woodson.
Ooh,
Good choice.
that is a good choice.
He's a ball hawker. He can hit hard, and he can do it all. So what better fit for a team that needs a secondary star than Charles Woodson?
All right.
Is it back to me
Yeah,
again?
you're back on the clock.
Let's see, where are we at?
Dallas.
This is for Dallas.
Oh, you got the hard one.
Dallas is
The
hard.
Playboys.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
The girly men.
Tony Romo.
Hey.
So let's see here.
Choke City.
They already got Dez. They already got Tony. They got the.
They need a running back. They need a
Dez
running back.
Dez is hurt though. Dez is hurt.
Okay.
Or was hurt last year. He's probably fine now.
They could use a running back.
They could use a running back. I'm just making sure that we look through all of the options here, doing some research here as we go.
Hank is literally looking this up right now live on the computer. Some people who went out on top.
This is, I was thinking about this person honestly, an oldie, a real oldie, but a goodie.
Still black and white days.
Yeah, this is old. Really went out on top. Finished his career with over 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at guys today. You look at guys who just, they kind of just like fade out into non-existence. But any year like that is a solid year. We'll send to who am I picking for? Oh, Dallas. We'll send Jim Brown.
Oh, nice.
Of the Cleveland Browns.
Brown.
Good old
Nice
Jim
pick.
Brown down there to Dallas, to the Cowboys.
Nice pick.
Oh man, that's a good pick. All right. Well, we're moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're at 5.
It's your
All right.
favorite team, man. You gonna pick somebody from the past?
Duval 904. All right, here we go.
Are you gonna pick
The
somebody
Jaguars.
from the past for
Oh,
Jacksonville?
we're picking no, not from Jaguars. No, gosh, no. I'm not picking Mark Brunell. He's been there, done that. No, we need defensive help. Blake Bortles is awesome. I mean, the stats alone speak
He
for
really
themselves.
is.
He's a
incredible.
stud, man. And then you got Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns. These two guys together are just killing it. They're both over 1,000 yards in receiving. They both had. I'm pretty sure Allen had more touchdowns. And then you still have Julius Thomas. I mean, their offense is set. And we just picked up Chris Ivory. We got T.J. Yeldon. Our offense is fine. We don't need any more offense. What we need is defense. And I'm looking at the secondary. There's only one secondary guy I would love to see come to Jacksonville one day in my life. And I know it's never going to happen.
God, I hope
But it would be so awesome to see this guy play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if you guys know this guy. I really don't know if you guys know this guy. I'm pulling it out of
I'm
the
hoping
pocket.
you're not thinking of the guy I'm thinking about.
He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Ronnie Lott.
Dang
Ronnie
it!
Lott.
Dang it!
Ronnie Lott from the good old days. I would love to have Ronnie Lott play for our secondary.
Dude, you just took my pick for Tampa.
No
What-
way.
What the heck, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Brandon's gonna have to regroup.
that's a low blow, man. Low blow.
So at number 6, before you get to Tampa,
Oh.
you got to pick for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed in that. Balt's. Sorry, I'm just really just so taken back by that.
Oh, you didn't know I was going to take Ronnie Lott.
I need a minute to gather my
yeah,
thoughts.
yeah. That's what you get.
Oh man.
That's how the draft works.
Well, you know what? I got the perfect pick for Baltimore.
Okay.
All right. I know they're pretty set at linebacker for the most part. Like the outside linebackers, they got Courtney Upshaw from Alabama. They got some good outside help, but they need a middle
Right.
linebacker.
Oh,
And
no.
why not? Since it's Baltimore, there's only one man who could
Oh,
suit
my
up in
gosh.
purple and black for
Oh,
Baltimore,
yes.
and that is the man, Ray Lewis, back home where he belongs.
That's
Number
a good
52.
pick. That's a good pick. I was thinking about Ray Lewis for Miami, but
No, too
Nope.
late.
No,
too late now.
All right, Hank.
Anthony stole my pick. I'm stealing your pick, Hank.
You're
Now-
back on the
now
board,
steal-
Mr. Hank.
We're just stealing picks all over the place.
San Francisco,
I-
man. Talk
I-
about a mess.
What about?
Talk about
Oh,
a
we
mess.
need DeAndre for this one.
Which, FYI, they're talking about maybe actually really letting him go by this week. Colin. They're talking about dropping him by this week.
Man, they must be really desperate
Wow,
for a
dude.
quarterback.
Well, they're trading. They're going to trade him, but they're talking about by the end of this week it's going to be set.
Where do you think he'll go?
Probably Denver. I think
Denver.
that's
yeah.
Denver's the
needs-
only place where they're going to give a trade that big to.
Pretty much. Or
Yeah.
I mean, you could say Cleveland, but
No,
nobody
no,
wants to go
they're not.
there.
No, Cleveland's not going to do it.
Yeah.
And speaking of Denver,
Oh gosh.
speaking of, we're looking at San Francisco right now.
San Francisco.
We're just talking about it. They need a quarterback too. Apparently I like picking quarterbacks, I guess. So Colin Kaepernick, solid option, but faced some adversity.
Yeah.
And I believe just looking at the situation, the organizational buy-in is below average. So you're gonna need another leader, and you're gonna need another face, somebody that could carry your team into a golden age.
Okay.
And what better quarterback to do that than John Elway from the Broncos?
Wow.
Okay. It's not bad.
A legend,
Wow,
a
a
true
legend.
legend, a true
Wow.
legend.
Putting Johnny, good old John.
Even
Johnny
over,
E in there.
even over the likes of Peyton Manning, Steve Young, over those guys too.
Perhaps, but I personally, I'm
Yeah.
a big Elway fan, so there's always a little bit of heart pick in there with me. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
All right, so I got Cleveland at 8. They traded down to get way more picks. So to be honest, this is kind of like a luxury pick for them because for the next 3 years they're set in the first round. They're going to be picking twice. These guys really have just the luxury to pick whoever they need. And when I'm looking at them, they need wide receivers. Yeah, of course they need a quarterback. They need all this stuff, but they've just had the worst luck with wide receivers with quarterbacks as well. And to be honest, they probably could pick up a quarterback later in life. They have tons of first-round picks coming up. Why not get a wide receiver now that you can build, get them ready, so then those sure hands would be ready for the quarterback when he's a rookie or whoever comes in next. So there's only one guy that is the best of the best when it comes to being a wide receiver. Mr. Jerry Rice himself is going to Cleveland.
That's a good pick.
That is a good pick. I was
Gonna
thinking about Jerry Rice too.
Giving RG3 some help right there.
Right. I want to clarify. This was fate for this to happen. We're doing this, right? You're gonna fall right in line with Miami's pick.
Let's go.
So this is gonna be awesome. So it's your turn.
All right,
Brandon.
I get my favorite team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've been thinking about this one for a while because this is my favorite. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
You got to pick really good for them.
Yeah.
You pick okay for everybody else.
I know. There's a part of me that really wants to pick one player, but then I'm thinking of another player who used to suit up in red and pewter, and I'm gonna pull the trigger on the red and pewter. He used to play for the Bucks.
Oh my gosh.
We need a defensive lineman. Okay, like
All right,
pretty much we can't go after corner or safety because
This guy.
safety will be the
This
next
guy.
round. Safety will come next
The
round.
whole point's to pick different people
No.
from different teams.
Yeah, this is from a different era. I want a pair in the interior. Gerald McCoy, number 93, with my favorite football player of all time, number 99, Mr. Warren Sapp. I want to see those two tear up interior lines and destroy. Because he was a great ball player, though, too. He could take on triple teams, and he still got double-digit sacks multiple times throughout his career. And he just fits the prototypical defensive tackle these days. So why not put the man himself, who kind of reinvented the D tackle spot, next to a man who's kind of doing that a little bit today for the Bucks with Gerald McCoy. Good interior pass rush.
Good choice. And we're moving on to 10. Hank, you have the New York Giants.
Here we go. The Giants. Giants have an okay quarterback
Right.
when you're looking at a guy
Super Bowl winner.
like Eli,
Yeah.
the brother of Peyton. Peyton, pretty old. He's aging. Eli's getting up there too.
Yeah.
But I've already picked enough quarterbacks, so we're not going to pick. We're not going to pick quarterbacks. So when you're looking at when you're looking at the offense,
You
I
need a
think that's
murderer.
where the Giants need some help.
Yeah.
The glove don't fit.
Exactly. So,
I just see his picture and I had to say something.
I think where the Giants really need some help is with their ground game, carrying the ball. They don't really have a running back that stands out. If I remember correctly, they kind of do like a rotation in the backfield.
Yeah.
They don't really have anybody that stands out. Somebody like Adrian Peterson or somebody like Marshawn Lynch, somebody who really dominates and controls touches in the backfield. And when you think about great running backs, in his prime, nobody could stop Emmitt Smith. So we'll send Emmitt Smith in his prime to the Giants.
Okay.
Man, good pick. Giants definitely need help on the run game. When we look at 11, you got Chicago Bears. Gosh,
Go Bears.
Talking about another franchise that's just going right down the pooper.
Dude, Justin, their coach.
Man, they need help everywhere. I mean, even a quarterback would help them right now. They have a pretty strong wide receiver core. Alshon Jeffries, he's doing his thing. They just gave away Matt Forte. You could go running back, you could go quarterback, you could go any other direction, but I think they really do need help on their defense. I mean, their defense is struggling. When I look at the secondaries, there's only one guy that I think could cover everything for them. The great Sean Taylor.
Really?
The late, great Sean Taylor. I think he would be a great fit for their system.
I can
Great
see that.
safety.
I can see that.
Yeah. For the Chicago Bears.
Laying down the hammer.
Yeah, he could cover that whole field when he was safety back in the day.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he passed too early to finish off his career, but when he was in his prime, man, that dude was just sick nasty.
Sick nasty.
Right.
So was that hit on that punter in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna move down.
New Orleans.
All right. Got a division rival. Now I could pick somebody terrible just to kind of mess with a division rival, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you want to.
And there's a reason why I picked Warren Sapp, because I did not want, because the position that they need is defensive tackle, and I was not going to let him go to New Orleans. So
you picked Charlie Dawes.
Oh gosh.
Although Charlie Dawes is a winning coach.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was a joke.
So as far as
Keith Bearfield Jr.
Oh gosh. So as far as defensive line, I
talking about legends here, guys. Come on.
Oh yeah, this guy's a legend. This guy's a minister, actually, and it fits good with New Orleans because they're Saints. So what better guy to go to New Orleans with the Saints than the minister of defense, Reggie White?
Good choice.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
Nice.
All right,
I get deep, man, when I want to.
Hallelujah.
Oh, exactly. Fitz, dude, we're like getting it perfect with Nolans right now.
All right, Hank. It was faith. It's fate for you to do that. I don't know why I said faith. It is fate for you to do this. This pick right here.
Do you regret not
it's
picking Dan
cool.
Marino for the Dolphins?
No, because we were trying to put people on different teams.
I wasn't.
So, yeah, clearly not.
Yeah, someone didn't pay attention to the rules.
Yeah, someone didn't pay
I
attention.
can pick whoever
I just want
I
to
want.
be clear. The way this ordered perfectly. Like
Yeah.
each one of us were able to pick the team we wanted. So Hank, you're the last one of these fantasy picks that. Who does Miami need the most?
Here's what I'll tell you. Being a Miami fan, one of my biggest frustrations, yet again, has been at the quarterback position. We have great guys.
You're saying Tannehill can't do it?
I'm
pretty much.
Yes, I am.
That's what every Miami fan doesn't say but wants to say.
I think there's a little bit of us all that still have a little bit of hope. But he's had time to prove himself, and he has not. Doesn't play well when it counts. Struggles connecting with receivers. Now, we did just lose Lamar Miller, but then again, he wasn't anything special. They've got some guys in the works that will come up that I think will be really well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick another quarterback. I've picked a lot of these today. And this might be a little bit of a controversial selection.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
But
Mark Brunell.
No.
Brad Johnson.
No. The rule was
Rob Johnson.
Johnny
Manziel. The rule was we just had to pick people who aren't playing.
Right.
So
Johnny Manziel.
No, I'm not picking Johnny Manziel. I would never pick him in the history.
Jonathan Pierce.
I would pick just about. I'd pick my grandma before I pick Johnny Manziel. And my grandma could lay some people out probably.
I believe
Here we go. I'm looking at a quarterback. I want a quarterback who has been tested, tried in playoff scenarios. And this quarterback has had a chance to do that, although didn't win any championships, but plays well under pressure.
Typical Miamian.
Oh, that's
just
messed
kidding.
up.
I'm just kidding.
This says the Jacksonville. You're looking for a guy.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Just be quiet over there.
Again, when you're from Miami, you want someone who can get people in chairs. You're looking for somebody who can lead, and I think that's the most important quality. Someone who leads not only with good playing, with good football IQ and good playing, but also with really good heart. So who better than Tim Tebow?
Oh my God.
I quit.
I
can't do this. I can't do this. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You picked Tim Tebow. Of all the legends that you could pick, you picked Tim Tebow.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish that name. Tim Teblows. You didn't. You picked Tim Him. What?
That is a low blow.
That's not a low blow. He is terrible in the NFL.
Oh man.
He made it to the playoffs.
Okay.
No, this is a good
Okay.
debate that I want to get into. No, I'm just kidding.
And
We only have one person watching right now, and it's me.
Do you need a hug, man? You're good, buddy?
No, I'm not okay. Who picked? You have all of the legends. You can pick Steve Young. You could pick Doug Flutie. You could pick Drew Bledsoe.
You could pick Ryan Leaf.
You could pick Ryan Leaf.
Just kidding.
You could pick anybody. Tim Couch.
I love Tim Tebow. Oh God.
You could pick any of these people, and you pick Tim Tebow.
I think
Michael Vick.
No way, Michael Vick.
Back in his prime.
Back in his prime, Michael Vick
Before
was
he
pretty
was
raw.
the dog thing.
Yeah, before the dog thing. We just call it the dog thing.
Yeah.
I just,
We got 3 people watching right now because it's so intense.
This is what, this is my honest opinion. I think that Tim Tebow.
Gosh.
I think that he, you can't teach, you can't coach good heart, and you can't.
That
teach
doesn't
and
win
you
football
hope
games.
Being.
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
Look at the New York Giants back when they beat the Patriots.
Why doesn't he have a job if he's so good?
Love.
Why doesn't he have a job if he's so good?
I don't know. You got to ask the man himself.
No, don't ask the man himself. Ask the owners. Ask the coaches.
He's a
Look,
great.
we're here to speculate.
I think the best
Right.
person to ask is Bill Belichick. Why did Bill Belichick cut Tim Tebow?
Oh gosh.
I'm curious. You would pick Ryan Mallett, Mr. No Show, over Tim Tebow? Why? Why is that? Someone tell me. I don't know.
He's a great starting quarterback for the SEC network. I would like to see what he could do in an organization like Miami.
Oh no.
Okay. Think he might make a difference there?
It's rolling the dice. But
You're
this
okay
doesn't
with
count.
this decision, Brandon?
It's not my.
If you're watching right now live, let's catch everyone up. We're playing an NFL draft legendary game. You can pick any player, past or present. No, past, who used to play football and doesn't play now. That's anybody. Okay. Hank Taylor, a massive Miami Dolphins fan, one of the biggest Miami fans that I know, has just chosen for their new quarterback to be Tim Tebow. And now Brandon is trying to tell me that it's okay.
It's not my team, so I'm good with it. I don't care.
So you're saying that it's a bad pick?
I'm not
by
saying...
stating that. No, by stating that, you're saying it's a bad pick.
I don't care who he picks because it's not my team, so...
Oh, my gosh.
I'm staying... I'm taking your advice staying out of it, so...
I'm not staying out of it. I'm making very big points about this. This is radio gold. I just want to point that out. This is radio gold.
Controversial.
This is controversy at its finest.
Well, according
that's what you gotta do as a
I
radio
love it.
personality.
I love it. I love this pick.
According to a certain wrestling media mogul I know, controversy creates cash. Okay.
Controversy does create cash.
Well, I mean, we just raised in viewership because of this pick. I want to thank you, Hank.
Raised from one.
But I want to before we move on, and I know
tripled our viewership.
Listen, I know we're past our time. I understand that.
Well,
but
we started a little late, so we're
okay. So listen, how do you pick Tim Tebow? Out of all the quarterbacks, explain why you pick him over anyone else.
This is what I think. I think that you look at there are several reasons to. You look at guys like Johnny Manziel who have had career fallout.
Who doesn't play anymore, right?
Who because of bad decisions. I think that Tim Tebow, with the right coach. Now, Gase coming from the Bears, not the greatest coach out there. And granted, he was in an organization with Belichick, who you could say is one of the greater coaches of this time. But I think that what Tim Tebow needs is real dedication to really shine out. He has a style that's different and that's very. It's not a style that you see in quarterbacks these days. I'm just trying to say he could probably perform better than Tannehill.
Right now.
Right now.
Man, that's something else, man. I don't know. I cannot agree with that at all. Like,
I just want you, and Anthony, I'm a huge Florida State fan.
I know you are.
I wouldn't pick Tim Tebow if I really didn't think he could do it.
I know that's why it's freaking me out right now, man. Like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna explode my head. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, who need a franchise quarterback. It sounds like you're picking a player that will win you maybe win you a playoff game, which, I mean, he has won a playoff game, but I don't think he has the ability to push a team to the Super Bowl. It's not proven, first off, and then second, the only time he was ever in a championship was in the national championship twice. Well, he went 3 times. He started in 2, and he only won 1. So out of that, just in the NCAA alone, I wouldn't take him because he's not 100% winner. And then you add his skill in there, his skill's not even near that of Sam Bradford. I mean, Sam Bradford is a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's actually asking for a trade, and Sam Bradford hasn't won anything, and he's probably missed more than half his career. But NFL teams think he's better than Tim Tebow. That's what the NFL is telling me when I watch NFL. So it just blows my mind. You have all of these options. Steve Young, freaking, even what's his name, McMahon. You can even pick him.
Ed McMahon.
No, what's his name from the Bears?
Yeah, I think that's Ed.
No, it's not Ed McMahon. It's Steve McMahon or something. I don't remember. Jim McMahon. That's it. Jim McMahon. You could have picked him, and he wasn't even that good. But he went to the Super Bowl. There's just a variety of choices, Hank. And you picked the one only Tim Tebow.
I love Hank.
My college broadcasting career, as soon as I turn this microphone off, is over. So,
you go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang.
You go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang.
I'm going to ask you this one time, okay, Hank?
Okay, let's go.
I'm going to give you one chance.
To rescind my pick?
You are allowed to rescind your pick. And if you are you going to take it?
Sure. For the sake of the conversation, I will.
No. Do it for your own personal heart well-being. Do you want to?
We get to redraft.
This pick right here, you can repick it if you want to. You don't have to. It's your heart. It's your team. You're the GM right now, and you get to repick Tim Tebow.
I'll repick.
Do you want to, or are you just doing it because?
No. I do.
You really do.
I really do.
Why?
You know, I want to. I need no justification. I need no justification.
Oh man.
I need no justification.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So who is it?
Let's see.
He's gonna say Tim Tebow again. I'm just kidding.
I thought he was gonna say Jesus.
Christian Ponder. I'm just kidding. No, but he's still playing, isn't he?
No, he doesn't have a team
retired.
yet.
Oh,
he's not retired. He just doesn't have a
He's
team.
free agent.
Yeah, free agent, man.
Yeah, I mean, look at all those.
I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
No.
This is radio, man. I was just trying to.
No.
I was pushing
it's hard.
limits.
It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard radio.
Cash.
No.
Yeah. This is sports radio, man. This is what we do.
Here's what I'll say. You know, looking back, through great quarterbacks, and people who people have come around, respected, and that plays good ball, and proven to win. We'll put Brett Favre in his place.
Good pick. That's a good pick. That's a solid pick.
We'll put Brett Favre in there.
I feel so bad right now because I feel like I just ruined your dreams of having Tim Tebow for the
no,
Dolphins.
that's. I mean, do I think he would do well in an organization like Miami? Certainly. Do I think that he has a lot of work to do to get there? Absolutely. Having somebody in Miami like Tebow, it's certainly a long-term investment. I think if you take on somebody like Tebow, it's an investment. You look at teams that have, it's proven to be that because they don't keep him around. So it's definitely a long shot. But
Yeah.
do I think that he think he could perform when given the chance? I do think so.
Okay.
All right. I respect that. We got 2 more picks and then we're done. For the Oakland Raiders, a team that I really don't even care about.
Who does?
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
They have a quarterback. They got Amari Cooper, who's a stud. If anything, I think they probably need a tight end. And I think if I went tight end for them, I would probably go Mike Ditka.
Really?
Old school Mike Ditka.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
man. Yeah.
He went Tony Gonzalez.
He was, well, I was thinking Tony Gonzalez, but that was like, Ditka's more aggressive. You know what I mean? He kind of fits that Raiders mentality.
I got you.
And so I just went Mike Ditka for that pick. So then
Okay.
you get the last one, the Tennessee, whoever their name is.
Tennessee Titans.
I'm just kidding.
It's interesting that they're called the Titans because this guy I'm going to pick is a titan of a man.
Oh.
He's very big.
Oh.
And, I was looking at some of the mock drafts, looking at some of the positions that they needed. Offensive tackle came up a lot for them. So, because they got Mariota, they need somebody good to protect him. And in my opinion, who better than to protect Marcus Mariota than a guy who's built his career on being one of the best blindside blockers of all time? And no, it's not Michael Orr. Jonathan Odgen from the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow, yeah.
Great. He was a staple of that team for a really long time on the offensive side. Didn't really get him as much credit as I feel like he should have because he was a legend. Like you go to Baltimore, you mentioned Jonathan Odgen. Everybody knows who that is. And offensive line is a position that doesn't get enough credit. But if you go out and really ask the football fans who Jonathan Odgen is, they'll tell you one of the best offensive tackles of all time. And I think he'd be a good fit for Tennessee to protect Marcus Mariota.
Quality pick.
Quality.
Real quick, I'm going to go through the list, and then, I guess we'll sign off for the last time.
Wow.
This semester.
So,
I can't believe it.
To trade up for the number 1 overall pick, the Los Angeles Rams, under the GM of Hank Taylor, they pick Dan Marino.
True legend. Wins a lot.
Yeah, there was no Miami heart in that whatsoever.
I would pick Dayton.
No, very great pick. I think Dan Marino definitely. If any time,
from various perspectives, if you're a new franchise going to a new city,
yeah,
you want to get
you need a guy, and Dan Marino played for a long time as well. I mean, he played forever, so with very little injuries from my remembrance. I don't remember him missing many games at all. So, I mean, just a stud of an athlete. Great pick. When we look at Philadelphia, with their GM, Anthony Silvera Damon, that's Silvera Damon. Just kidding. Philadelphia.
Did somebody mess that up once?
A couple times. They move up to 2 spots. Anthony would never make that trade in a million years, but the Philadelphia organization nixed him. And so he has the choice to pick any quarterback in the world. He picks Joe Montana. Yeah, the gunslinger.
Great pick.
Yeah, from San
Joe
Francisco.
Legend. Joe
yeah.
Legend.
Joe Legend. Good call. Number 3, San Diego. They sat at 3. They didn't decide to trade down or anything. They go Charles Woodson. They definitely fit that need. Brandon, Mr. Crotchet himself. Excellent pick.
Brandon picked all the big boys.
Yeah, picking up a lot of big boys.
I'm a big boy, so
then we come back around. The girly men.
It's real.
The girly men Dallas Cowboys. They go with Mr. Hank Taylor as well. He's GM in a lot of these teams. He goes with a legend, and when I say legend, I'm talking about one of the best of all time at his position, and maybe one of the best football players of all time. Mr. Jim Brown goes to Dallas, and I think that's an excellent pick because they need running backs so bad.
Yep.
Real quick, side note: does Dallas take Ezekiel Elliott
I think they should.
at 4?
At 4.
Or do they trade down?
I could see him going 4 because he does so many different things. He's not just one style of runner. He can block, he can catch, he can run all downs and do. He's an all-purpose back, and that's what you want.
I think they take him if he's gone. If not, then you got to get somebody like Ramsey.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're looking,
I
mean, if you're looking at 4, I mean, if they trade down, there's tons of spots that, I mean, the Giants could trade up with them, maybe picks. Anyways, that's something we can talk on our show.
Oh, yeah.
This Thursday at 8 p.m. So then the Jaguars are on the board with Anthony picking, and, I mean, our secondary needs a lot of help. So there's only one guy that's going to make the hard hits that we need, Mr. Ronnie Lott.
Stole it.
Yeah,
Stole
excellent
my
pick there. We go to the Baltimore Ravens, and Brandon goes with the guy who actually played for them, Ray Lewis. Well done.
Why not? I mean,
Well done
boost that linebacking core.
Well done picking the same person for the same team.
He
Number 7.
did that twice.
Yeah, he did it twice. Yeah, don't worry. I'm coming around to it again.
Oh, yeah.
The 49ers, excellent pick by Hank here. The 49ers, they need leadership on that team. I mean, they're just it's ridiculous in that organization right now. So he went with a guy not only can gunsling, run the ball, fight for the yards you need. He's won multiple Super Bowls. It's Mr. John Elway, who was actually, if you didn't know, John Elway and Dan Marino came from the exact same draft, same year. Yeah, fun fact. At number 8, Anthony had to pick for the Cleveland Browns, which I kind of threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Do.
Yeah, never. But, I mean, I went with a quality pick. I think they need help at wide receiver. And if you can get a great wide receiver, he can help your quarterback. And so I went with Jerry Rice. I think he was the best wide receiver that has ever laced up a pair of boots.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, you need to take him there. At number 9, Mr. Brandon.
This is my favorite.
This
pick.
is where he gets really creative. He gets super creative. Like,
I am.
when creativity, I think Brandon, Mr. Creativity Crotchet. That's what I think.
Double dip Crotchet.
Oh my gosh. He goes Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he picks a classic Buccaneer player, Warren Sapp.
I think it would be actually
Mr. No Tipper.
I think it would be actually harder for some teams to pick somebody that was on the team, because like you go like the Chargers, you got to think who played for the Chargers at like secondary. That's really creative, and that's hard to do right there.
That is true.
That's a good point. I'm just saying.
Some teams have
I'm
less.
just saying.
Hey,
in their history.
Look, he's
in the history of
He's a
football.
prototypical defensive tackle.
So you're saying he's the best defensive tackle of all time?
Probably. I could see him. I could see him doing that.
That's a good debate.
All right, he's the best defensive tackle in the modern era.
Okay.
I will say that.
Let's finish this out. Let's finish this out. All right. So then at number 10, New York Giants, they need help at running back. Hank, being the GM that he is, the smart man that he is, he goes with one of the best cowboy of all time.
Tiki Barber.
Probably one of the best gentlemen of all time, Mr. Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Great pick there. The Chicago Bears, they just need help everywhere. This was a tough pick for me.
Sorry, Donnie.
This was just a tough pick. I wanted to go quarterback, but I think Jay Cutler could probably last there for a couple more years. And when you look at their secondary,
not a bad arm, just not a lot to work with.
Yeah, exactly. So when you look at their secondary, they need help. And I went with the late great Sean Taylor. I think he would have if that incident never happened, I think he would have gone on to be one of the greatest safeties of all time.
Yeah.
I really do. He was on track to be one of the greatest of all time at the position that he was at. And if what happened to him didn't happen, I think he would be just phenomenal. He was an amazing player at Miami. Hank and I know of this dude's just ferocity in the backfield.
He hit you like a ton of bricks,
Man, he
every
hit
time.
He hit you and you heard it.
Exactly.
You heard it through the TV. Your TV's mute and you could hear it. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
I mean, if you were to look up the term headhunter in the dictionary, Sean Taylor's face would be right next to that.
Right there, bro.
Yeah, right there. Moving on, we go to the New Orleans Saints. This was a tough pick for Brandon because the Saints and the Buccaneers are in the same division. But I gotta go with you, man. Like, this was a great pick for you, especially being in the same division. You went with Reggie White, quality pick, great edge rusher of his time. Just one heck of a player, man.
What was the word you said when I made it? You said hallelujah.
Yeah, yeah. So
the minister comes marching into Nolan.
Good pick. So then we go to the the always controversial Hank Taylor. At number 13, he gets his favorite team, the Miami Dolphins.
And he picks.
And he almost picked their worst decision of all time for the Miami Dolphins.
I don't know if it was their worst.
Okay, sorry.
Brandon's half on board.
Yeah, I don't know where you are, Brandon. It's like you want to jump a fence, but then you're like, wait, I'll just stand up here.
I'm straddling the fence.
Oh my gosh, I am on strictly one fence here. And listen, okay.
But then we amended the decision.
We amended it.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. Look, I love Tim Tebow. He is an amazing Christian. He's an amazing man. One of the nicest
Great forum speaker.
Yes, great forum speaker.
We want him
awesome
back.
Adam's apple. One of the greatest Adam's apples I've ever seen in my life. This man, he's just an amazing human being.
He's an amazing man.
His missions has done wonders for the world. He's just an amazing human being. Now, let's jump to the gridiron. Let's jump to the NFL, not NCAA, the NFL. He has won one Super Bowl game. He has only played in half of a full season. He lost to Tom Brady, which, of course, it's Tom Brady. I get it. But when you try to compare to other quarterbacks, like, no offense, Tim Tebow is just, he's not a quarterback. Like, just jump ship, play in the NFL, be a tight end.
Stay on the SEC network.
Stay on the SEC network. Anyways, Hank went with Tim Tebow, but we gave him the option to change his pick, and he did. He went with one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, Mr. Brett Favre. Mr. Elusive, Mr. just creative, on the fly.
Yes, dude.
The wily old gunslinger.
And
yes, dude.
I
like it.
I think he fits your system perfect because he does create things on the fly. I mean, you watch Brett Favre
and that arm.
Man, like his arm was ridiculous. And then he just, while the game would play on, he would see things and just be like, nope, can't do that. And then just shift everything.
Well, and the thing was, though, too, he threw a lot of picks, but he also wasn't afraid to take a chance.
That was the thing.
That you want.
Yeah, because for as many picks as he threw, he won that many games.
Exactly.
I mean, if not more. I mean, even if he threw a pick, he knew he had to rebound, and he did.
Yeah.
So that's why people don't talk about it that much.
Take chances.
Yeah, exactly.
Take chances.
We move on to my final pick as GM. I go with the Oakland Raiders, and I go with Mike Ditka. I think the way he played was just so rough, so dirty. As a tight end, I think the Oakland Raiders need a tight end. They've got a wide receiver. They got a quarterback. They've got a running back. Why not throw a tight end in there as for another option for Mr. Carr? And I think Mike Ditka would fit perfect. I mean, he's old school. He would really be that aggressive thing that they're looking for. And then finally, the Tennessee Blues, the Tennessee Titans. They're in my division, man. I don't like them at all. The Tennessee Titans. No, you did an excellent job here picking Jonathan Ogan. Excellent pick. Tackle, big dude.
Definitely.
Excellent pancaker. I mean, he's one of the best out there.
Blindside
blocker. Is an Adam's apple a real thing that you like look at in a person?
Oh gosh.
Don't you?
Do you have a list of your top 5 favorite Adam's apples of all time?
There's a couple out there, and a lot of them are athletes.
Are we seriously about to talk Adam's apples on sports?
Listen, Chris Evans has a really good Adam's apple, too.
Oh, gosh.
Captain America, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you.
All right, hey, so are you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
Team Iron Man.
Dude, up top.
Team Iron Man all the way.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, there needs to be registration.
Iron Man all day.
Yeah.
Iron Man all day.
It's a sweep here in the studio right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, don't forget, this Thursday, starting at 7:30, but the draft starts at 8. Brandon Crotchett here, myself. We're going to have Asher in studio. This is going to be an amazing event. It's an inaugural NFL draft done by SEU. We're going to have live analysis from your own college students. We're going to have football players in here. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be live here on this live stream itself. You can always YouTube search SEU NFL Draft. SEU NFL Draft. and it'll be right there. You can join the chat room, talk about what you want. We'll have phone call interviews going on. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be a good night.
Oh yeah, it is, man.
Hank, thanks so much for joining
Hank,
us.
it's been a pleasure, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
I'm going to miss you.
Bro,
Seriously,
I hope we
dude.
broadcast together again one day.
I'm going to miss this Wednesdays. These
I know,
Wednesdays
man.
were just one of a kind.
WSEU 93.7 FM, thanks so much for joining us here on your Fire Station. Coming up, we have your contemporary Christian music hits. This is Danny Goki, More Than You Think. Thanks so much for joining us here on the radio. This is the end for Sports Talk.
It's okay, man. It's okay, Anthony.
I don't know if I can do it. It's
We'll let you back to your music. Don't go anywhere.
Hard times, he's feeling like a failure in life. Head down.